Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana would also like to thank these sponsors.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Farm Bureau Insurance, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, First South Farm Credit, Area Wholesale Tire Company, with tire programs for tire dealers.
Welcome to the turkey edition of Paradise, Louisiana.
Turkey? What do you mean? You mean the Thanksgiving edition, not the turkey edition?
Well, while we're talking about turkey and Thanksgiving, let me tell you what I'm thankful for. I'm Gary Risponi, by the way, and Mr. Don, I want to thank you for one thing. You and Joe Macalusa, y'all are really throwbacks from the first people I know as a young man coming up that did TV and radio and newspaper, and I want to name some of them and thank them, okay? First, I want to thank you because y'all have always been pushing youth in the outdoors, getting kids out, getting outdoors. You and Joe both always did it, and y'all just follow up on some of the old timers. And if you remember some of them, like Hurley Campbell, Take a Kid Fishing, used to be right in the paper, and Jerry Bro, Bob Scares, even old Beast Comer, we're always talking about bringing kids in there. Colonel Hornsby. What made me think about it this past week on the outdoor block on CST, there were about 3 or 4 shows, and you know, you with the ladies fishing and us with the youth. They had other shows. They were doing youth in the outdoors, and they were doing ladies in the outdoors. And John Jackson had them girls in that boat with them frogs. I mean, they weren't sissies either. They were jumping in and getting in. And it made me think, you know, just thank them old timers. Their families are still around, and they started that. And,
well, and you've continued that tradition, too, on this show. I mean, there's hardly a show goes by where we don't have some youth involvement in some way, shape, or form. And it really is more important today than it's ever been. Used to be it was a natural thing to bring your kids out with you. Now there's so much competition for kids' time with the electronics, you know, with the cell phones and everything else. There's fast pace and hurry up and let's get it happen right now, you know, instant satisfaction and gratification.
Who influences you? And before I thank anybody, my dad took his boys, and my sister, she had to stay home with Mama a lot of times. She wasn't much of outdoorsman, but all my daddy's 6 boys and 3 double for his cousin next door, he made sure we were in the woods with him, and we were there all the time. I want to thank him.
This is a big weekend, this Thanksgiving weekend, and hopefully people will continue that tradition. Find some time between the food and the football to get out and enjoy the great outdoors between. It's a long weekend, got a lot of things going on.
Let me give them a secret. You'll promise you'll get more out of it than the kids, because people always ask me, boy, you do a good thing. If they only knew I do it for selfish reasons. Some of the things I get criticized for, one thing I get praised for is fooling with kids, and I thank God I have the opportunity to do it.
Very good. Well, I went fishing this week with Captain Mike Gallo, went to the Great Wall of Chalmette. The fishing has been on there for speckled trout, and he's got a special rig and a special way to fish it, and we'll let him tell you all about that. Where'd you go?
Well, I went to go blast and cast. You know, did that. We sort of, you were supposed to come, and we got a call, thanks to Ron, that the birds wouldn't participate and say, hey, y'all go find something right now. I want to save y'all for later. When the birds are hit and miss, and that's the way they've been. We'll get more of that on the duck report. But we went with Steve at Pecan Island, and he said, let's chance it. So we went out there and we killed a few ducks. And then we left there. We went that evening. We went to his house. We went back to Sycamore Point, to his camp. Waited on Lynn Rollins to come in. We went fishing that evening, fishing topwater. He wouldn't let us fish nothing else. Said, we're going to try to catch big fish. And then that morning, we went back out. The wind was blowing like crazy. Still, Steve caught fish. Kept 26 beautiful trout. So, you know, thanks to Captain Steve Smith and our good friend Lynn Rollins, he enjoyed himself and made the trip from Pineville. Then, you know, opening weekend in the East Zone, I made a trip with my brother. First time he asked me, there was no black clouding, but he put me in a different blind. One time we put me in a different blind. Our good friend, Brian Briggs, we call him the duck slayer. You want to call him the duck master, I call him a duck slayer. I don't want to copy nobody else. And, you know, he's probably the biggest duck hunter I know. There's so many places to hunt. I could hear him shoot not far from us, and we weren't doing that good in that new hole, and I called him, and sure enough, we went. And I got something with with Brian Briggs and his son, and then we got the reports. Went back to my brother's camp. People were coming in. That's in Catawba. We got some duck reports from there. And then I did an infomercial with the Decoy Buddy. Carlo Paternostra. He's pushing that thing. It's getting to be very popular, and I wanted to do something and show him how quick it was. And I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I finally picked up a kayak from KC Kayaks, the camouflage, beautiful thing. I wasn't ready to go in the swamp with it, but right there in that bean field, they got a canal that goes down. I wanted to see, I'll put decoys in it and call it a shakedown cruise. Just a little quick, I did that, and we'll talk more about that later.
You got to practice with that in the swimming pool before you put it into
I don't
practical
have no
use.
I don't have a swimming pool. It's too cold. It was cold that day.
Yeah, we got some good cold weather now. Got a lot of good duck reports. We'll talk to you about that. Also, a lot of deer hunters were successful this past week, and a lot more deer hunters will be in the woods this Thanksgiving weekend.
And the fishing report, it is freshwater. The bass are turned on in a lot of places.
And then possibly a new state record typical deer or whitetail. We'll tell you that story and show you a photo of it. All coming up right here on Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
Boys in Paradise, Louisiana.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
These engines run for thousands of hours to prove that we did. With 20% more cleaning agents than before, Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline.
No, the gasoline protects your engine better!
Awkward. Try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
No other gasoline protects your engine better.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, everyone has come to know the hurricane protection system that was constructed at the intersection of the Intercoastal Waterway and the Mystico to protect St. Bernard and Orleans parishes as the Great Wall of Chalmette. Now, one of the unintended consequences of this structure is it became a great fishing reef. It has really produced some excellent fishing. We showed you a trip there last season. We went out there along those rocks along the Mystico and caught a mixed bag, speckled trout, redfish, sheephead, some puppy drum, and it has been on again for the last several weeks. The big thing is you got to pick through your fish. We probably had to catch 5 speckled trout to keep every one, but there was enough of them to where we ended up with a real nice box of fish. Captain Mike Gallo, Angling Adventures of Louisiana, had been on those fish for a while. We probably we were assigned the windiest day of the week to go, and it was the toughest day to fish, but that water stayed clean. Dr. Paul Rich, veterinary friend of mine, his friend Blair came over for the trip and ended up with a real nice catch. A very close run, mixture of live bait, and Mike had a special rig, and he'll explain why he designed that rig and why he thinks it's so successful in catching those speckled trout. But that area should stay good and until the bait moves out of there. There's a lot of bait in there, and that's the reason why those fish are in there. So we'll take you down there now. This is what we call the Great Wall of Chalmette. It's a structure that was built as a hurricane protection structure, but it's also doubling as a fishing reef. Captain Mike Gallo, Angling Adventures of Louisiana. All right, today is not the prettiest day to be out fishing, but let me tell you, the fish are here. There he is.
Well, we've been concentrating in deep water. Deep water offers a consistent water temperature, and it doesn't have a lot of tide movement. As that water gets colder, we feel those fish get lethargic and don't want to fight that tide.
Get a little further out, huh?
I was sitting still again, Don. Right into your living room.
Yeah, that's pretty. There we go. That one might keep. Now, this place is full of speckled trout, but if you're going to come out here, you're going to have to weed through those ones you need to release.
The only way I could think of to get away from is fish big baits. If you could fish big mullets, you know, maybe a 3-inch mullet or larger in size, 3-inch pogey or larger in size, then you'd have much less unwanted small fish fooling with you.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. Well, we find the drop-offs with our trolling motors and our depth finders, just ease along real slow, but we can also find them by the crab buoys. The crabbers seem to put their traps along the drop-offs, and there's 2 of them along the edges of the Mr. Go. One will drop from 12 to say 18 feet, and the other one will drop down from 25 to say 35 feet. So it gives you 2 different water depths, and they may be in either one or both. I'm not letting fall, man. I like the drop shot rig. I see a lot of people using Carolina rigs. I like this one for a variety of reasons. I feel the sinker is going to get down to that depth of water really quickly and put me in the strike zone quickly. Also, I feel it'll bump into shells down there, make a little noise, which may attract fish to you. And you can use a very light jig head on your plastic, which I feel when the fish grabs it, doesn't feel the weight. He may hold it for just a second longer and give you a chance to set the hook.
A better fish.
It should last all the way into spring. As the water temperatures get colder, they'll get more lethargic and harder to get them to bite. And that'll be in the low 50s, when the water temperature gets in the low 50s. Today we're around 58 to 60. So as long as we don't have cold for a very long time and drop those temperatures, we should be just fine for quite a while.
Whoa, whoa. If you're going to be fishing the next few days, expect the wind to be blowing and giving you some problems. But there's plenty of speckled trout. Just got to stay after them and weed out the small ones and find the big ones.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, with duck season going on, it's a great time to do a combination blast part and cast part. And you got to do it with an old buddy of ours, Steve Smith.
Oh, yeah, I did it with Captain Steve, but like you said, a lot of people in Delacroix are doing the same thing. All over they're doing blast and cast. And even up in the north part of the state around, you know, Lake Larto and them, then people are going duck hunting in the morning, and then they're going to catch sac-a-lait in Lake Larto. So, but yeah, Steve Smith is the ultimate outdoor. He enjoys what he does. He's a great host. You know, he's always wanting to cook. We had 3 boys that we had a little interview with them, and let me tell you what, it's amazing. These guys are traveling all the way from Alaska, and they're fishing their way all the way to Key West. So we got a few words for them. We'll do it a little bit later, but this is just amazing how much this guy can network. I'm talking about Captain Steve Smith. Did this game. He's got a lease in Pecan Island. We travel from Pecan Island. You know, we got aboarded with the hunt with Duchesne, and then with Ron Guidry. So we left, you know, when we got to kill our ducks, left and went to Vermilion Bay. So this is a long segment, but here it is, Captain Steve Smith, Stillwater Outfitters. Captain Steve, thank you one more time.
Black Cloud 1, Black Cloud 2.
Wait, watch it. He's a troublemaker. Look, call all them till in. Look out over there.
We put the smack down on him that time.
Both shot at the same time. I don't know who got it, but I'm going to give him credit because he's been shooting lights out.
That's the end of our hunt. Now we're going to go try to catch some speckled trout at Vermilion Bay. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
What you mean, try?
Well, I'm going to catch them. I'm going to try to let you catch them.
You gave a bad report. You said we're going to be lucky if we kill ducks. So we almost had a limit. Almost.
We had almost 2 limits.
I'm talking about a limit for us hunting.
Right.
2 guns. But he's supposed to be on trout. So if we don't catch any trout, blame it on him.
I'm sure that Gary and I will catch trout. You, on the other hand.
The next time you see us, we're going to be in a boat. We're waiting on Lynn Rollins. Great shot, great guy. Did better than I thought we'd do today. Bluebird sky, not a whole lot of wind. Reports ain't been good. So, heard a few shots in the area. And this is a short segment. This was supposed to be a scouting trip for Lynn. So they told us that let him make the decision. We're gonna go somewhere else and come back. This is it. Okay, let's go. I'm ready to go.
First blast was this morning, second blast this afternoon. Vermilion Bay, topwater action. Got a lot of bait behind us. We see it breaking the surface. Let's see what we can do. First one of the afternoon. Top water. And he ate it very nicely.
Oh, another nice Thanksgiving trout.
All righty.
You know, I've cooked turkeys that are smaller than that.
Throwing several different colors. This is one of them today that's working real well for us. Chrome with the chartreuse back. Orange bottom, I guess. But yeah, working good today. We got several different colors we're throwing. Right, and we still catch on plastic. We'll take and go out now. We'll work the corners of the platforms. When you find them, set the anchor or the power pole and just rip them, catch 2 at a time.
Capt Steve called it blast and cast. It's a blast and cast and cast and cast and cast all the way to dark. That's okay. Still fun, it's beautiful.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
There are 2 different types of cadences that you use while deploying a topwater. Some people work it back and forth in continuous motion. Others, myself, like to twitch it 3 or 4 times, stop, let it sit for a second, 2 or 3 times, stop, to replicate more how an injured fish would actually swim. That's how I do it, and it seems to give me good results. First one of the morning. Sycamore Point on a windy, foggy morning.
Bait is listening to Steve Smith. That's what my secret bait is. And a slow retrieve. Nice fish. Mind if I let Steve catch this fish before you?
Okay, you wanted to interview Lynn and I together? Go ahead. Don't let this fish interrupt us.
Yeah, we're trying to work here.
Okay, Mr. Gary.
Do you mind just letting them lie for a minute while we talk?
I won't disturb the fish anymore so we can get this little segment in.
That's a 5-yard penalty right there, at least. Illegal procedure.
Illegal
I mean, we're
procedure.
trying to talk.
On which team? That's Steve Smith, Captain Steve Smith.
Versus the world.
No, I'd rather have that Thanksgiving turkey in my hand right there. That's
go.
Nice. That's a butterball.
You betcha. This was, we hope to do a cast and blast. Weather didn't cooperate on the blasting part. We're at Sycamore Point doing some casting.
And it is a blast. Steve, I'm kind of curious. I mean, when we got out here this morning, it was very foggy, very windy. We counted at least 32 boats around, some moving slowly, some motoring through. Is that typical? And what do you do when you got so many boats in the area?
This particular area has been holding a ton of fish, a lot of boats out here this morning. What I normally do is I power pole down at an area that I know that's got some debris on the bottom and so forth, as you've noticed this morning. and we'll fish it good, pick up the power pole, half a casting distance, power pole down and work the area. What that does is it allows us to actually contact the fish. The boats running around with their big motors and stuff, just scatter them. As they congregate back up, we want to be ready for them.
But I noticed some people move a lot. We've just kind of drifted and picked up fish every 15, 20 yards.
Right, yeah, most of the time the fish are in the area. Gary's just picked up another one. Yeah. If you go that fast and that quick, you tend to just go right over the top of them.
Look at the fish, watch it just breaking water. All you gotta do is listen to the captain. Got to touch.
The voice of the Tigers is slaying trout this morning. Vermilion Bay.
This is the calmest man I've ever seen with a fish on.
This isn't the first one I've ever.
No, it's not.
Maybe if I hold it really far from me, it'll look really big. It's only about 13.5 inches long.
Your head must be this way because with that Paradise Louisiana hat, your head looks real big.
There you go. I got the big head this morning.
What is your name, sir?
Captain Steve Smith, Sippamore Point, Louisiana. Not much of a fish, but a fish nonetheless. Not much of a fish. Probably 12 inches. We're gonna let it grow a little bit. It'll come back next year as a 4-pounder.
Ooh, you got the monster.
Yeah, bring it this way. Yeah. Pretty good stuff. What you did? Bring it. Come on, man. Yours get off.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Duck, the limit of these is 25. The limit of ducks is 6. Do the math.
Congratulations.
Thank
nice
you.
Trout.
That's a beautiful trout. You know, I don't think I would have been able to land him the way I was trying to land those other fish, though.
No.
I mean, when you're
steady,
right.
Hold your rod 45 degrees, steady retreat.
Right.
Just let the fish do the work, let the rod and reel, let the action of the rod.
It takes a little faith to do that.
Oh yeah, but it works. It's a whole lot more efficient.
Because I think I would have jerked it out of his mouth.
Sure would have, no question.
The adrenaline was running at that time.
Congratulations, nicely done. All righty. Not as big as the voice of the Tigers, but it'll go into the frying pan just the same.
Jump like a bass.
All right.
Jump in the boat.
Yeah. Well, he's not quite green enough. Doesn't have many stripes, and he's got teeth. But that ain't a shoe pick.
Well, Lynn, come to the left. Just throw him in the boat, Lynn.
Ready?
Yeah, let's swing it, swing it, swing it, swing it, man. Get him in the boat.
Here we go.
Don't let them fillets get away. Yeah. See that? That's a quick release, Lynn.
That was our plan. We worked on that plan about 5 minutes.
Tell me what this plan is.
If that fish had jumped out of the boat, I'm going after it. I'm going after it.
I
get to fish so infrequently that would have had me jump in the water. There's no question about it.
Tell us how you find the places when it's like that. When you go east, when you go west. Give us real quick on how you do it.
Basically, today we had a strong east by southeast wind. It was probably 15 gusting to 20 knots. We just found a bank, a lee bank. There was, as you saw, 30, 40 boats. We picked our way through them and caught some fish. You know, if the wind comes out the west, we'll go to the hammock. We'll go to another area that's protected by a lee side and just bounce plastic on the bottom until we locate them. Going forward through the Thanksgiving week and into December, I think the fishing's going to be great at Sippamore Point. The big thing is the wind. No wind, no big rain events. We're going to catch fish for the rest of the year.
Tell me duck hunting in Pecan Island. That's where your lease is, and that's where you hunt mostly. What you think about the rest of this split and then the second split?
This year, it's been a really strange year. We've had a whole lot of hype about being a great season. The Wildlife Fisheries Report came out, said it was not good. That came to be the truth. We haven't had, I think it's going to be a late migration. I think we're going to see a lot more ducks coming down for the second split. I mean, that's what we're all hoping for.
That's a good deal. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, thank you very much. You taught us a lot today with that little old bait on the bottom. Me, we're coming out. You know, if you'd have had some help, we'd have had a lot more fish. So, but
It was a good day.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood. Because we're based in Louisiana, with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, you went from Pecan Island, Sycamore Point, to Port Barre, another duck hunting trip.
Port Barre Hilton, on Bayou Catawba. I went over there to my brother's camp, and he loves it. He loves to entertain in this, but had only one trouble. The first place we went, the little hole, they were trying to get ready for the future. It's going to be good in the future. We're going to get a few feet and some wild grass growing in there in the woods. It's going to be an oasis, but the shooting all around there, this is the main thing. Port Barre, all the way up 71, all the places that we talked to, 9 out of 10 people got their limits. Mm-hmm. My brother Sammy didn't get a limits in the bean field, but all the blinds around him all weekend, all killed their limits.
Did you get the blame for being a black cloud?
No, I don't know how you're going to blame me when they put me there at the last minute, you know, in that place. So I was trying to get upset, but I had my grandson and his dog, Mac.
And who saved the day for you? You got the trip with
Well,
Sal.
you know these things say. My good buddy, former TV host himself, Brian Briggs, he was hunting right there, him and his friends, and they were about 3 shy, and he was going to look with his dog Bud, and they were going to look. He said, take your grandson, come over here, get in there with my grandson and my son, and it was raining the whole time. I got some video, you know. This is when you need Gary Krause.
It was a duck day, huh?
This is when you need Gary Krause. But I'm trying to do it with my little special camera, but I'm going to do some adjustments. Anytime water would hit it, I lose focus, but finally I put it down and shot. But I got enough video you can see, and I got an interview with Brian Briggs about the upcoming season. So, and the guys that came in off the field, Mike Martone and then all his grandson and his buddies that work with him at Old Lens, they all gave us a good little sound bite. And Duke Landry, you know who Duke Landry is? You ever been to Dine Seafood?
Yes,
yeah.
I fished with him.
My brother was supposed to have some rabbit spaghetti. He did have it there. He was supposed to heat it and everything, but he always stayed late. We didn't get it, but Duke, that was a pretty good replacement with seafood gumbo and po' boys from Tony's.
Ooh.
So here we are with Port Barre Hilton, Bayou Catawba. This is the opening weekend of the East Zone split. Been a lot of shooting around y'all this morning, huh?
Yes, sir. We've been having some birds coming in, a lot of teal this morning, which is good. We're seeing a lot of sign, and there's a lot of shooting around us. So.
There you are, Blake. In front of you. Good shot, Tyler. Yeah, smoking gun, boy.
Good shot, Ty.
This is called Teal Lake. Right. I've hunted here, but it's about the 6th time I hunt.
Right.
I had teal season with you and Pat Morrow, and it's just an outstanding place. I've hunted years ago with David O'Land,
right.
Kill Widgeon. And you have a bunch of places to hunt. How you decide where you're going to hunt?
Well, a lot of times I go out and scout and just see where the birds are, you know. And I'm real lucky because I got a rich friend, Pat Morrow,
And he has a bunch of blinds, and you know, we go around and try and figure out, you know, well, we're gonna hunt on which day, because of course we almost hunt every day.
This is almost to your house, right?
I know, it's about 15
and
minutes.
You're building a house too,
Yeah.
but this is
it's real unique.
You knew it was gonna be here because y'all
yeah.
were here last week. You seen our picture on Paradise, Louisiana. You and your grandsons.
Right.
And 7:30, 8 o'clock, y'all were through. You know, we just watching birds.
Yeah. And you know, we had a lot of mallards coming in last week, but all the mallards left. I don't know where they went.
Well, this cold front come in.
Oh, it's gonna blow them in.
Kirk responding from Baton Rouge.
Ryan Abear from Addis, Louisiana.
Mike Martone from Central City.
Tell me about these ducks. What you got? Y'all had a limit this morning?
Yeah, we got actually 3 limits. Bobby Dabadee hunted with us. He had to head back home. We got teal, 1 gray, and 2 spoonies.
Hunted with Samuel Rasponi, Larry Lestrapes, and Duke Landry. It was opening day, and we had a good day today.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get Duke, because Duke is eating gumbo over there, seafood gumbo.
Yeah.
Huh?
Duke is a specialty with that.
Yeah.
People need to go to Don's and get them some of that gumbo.
Yeah. I got smell-o-vision, yeah.
Smell-o-vision.
We got smell-o.
Got our seafood gumbo.
Duke, tell me about your hunt this morning.
Oh, it was pretty good. We did all right. The weather was beautiful, cold, windy, misty.
Beautiful for ducks.
It was beautiful for ducks. That's what we're here for. That and the gumbo.
Now, Duke, you had a great hunt. You had a great hunt earlier in the week at Pecan Island.
We did. I went with a friend. We went to Pecan Island and limited out both mornings and ended up with 10 redfish and 12 dozen crabs.
Well, I'll tell you
Can't
what,
beat that.
Of all the tools in your house, this could easily be the most dangerous, but it doesn't have to be. At Dimco, we can't stress this enough. Just keep it, and you, far away from power lines.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food. Man, I'm hungry.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Thanks to our sponsor, Raising Cane's and Todd Grays, a real Louisiana sportsman and conservationist, with true aim and sure shot, giving back to Louisiana.
Good job, girl. That's a better retrieve than any duck. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana outdoors.
I'm Carlo Paternascia with Decoy Buddy, and we invented these things so it'd be easy and convenient for any type of hunting you're hunting in. This flooded timber like this, rice fields, sandy, current, tidal conditions, all that. It's just that easy to put them out, pick them up.
There you go.
We're out here in daylight hours to show how easy it is to put out your decoy buddies, but you can only imagine how easy it is before daylight without pulling decoys out of your bag and a big tangled mess and stuff. You just pull these out, hit the depth, whatever you're hunting, and throw them out. In a matter of minutes, we're putting 3 dozen decoys out.
Go ahead.
That's the way it is with Decoy Buddy. In a matter of minutes, you're in the blind ready to hunt. Picking up is just as easy as putting out. You just pull out your floating handle, pick up the decoy.
If you're doing it in a boat or off anything, you can hand it to one guy and one guy can reel them in, right?
Picking up as easy as...
Just do it.
Go ahead now. just in case you lose or misplace your handle, you can always use the knobs on the side of the spools. And it reels up easy.
Let's go home.
Be sure to
This is just a trial run. Everybody wants to see me in a kayak. They convinced me it's safe. I'm gonna be in this little canal right now, and that water's deep right there, but I'm gonna get in this kayak, and I want to see. I got my gun and shell bucket and some decoys. This is what I've been waiting on. Now. Whoa. Oh yeah, it's a little shaky. Let's see if I can handle it. Oh, it's deep though. It's deep. Deep. Go up that canal. Yeah. Got my gun all wet. You see? What? People want to see me. That's a little video. I don't know how much they're going to use of that. But look. Now. There you go. I'll catch it right.
Hey guys, John here. I want to tell you about two new exciting products on the market from Louisiana Fish Fry Products, #1 selling fry and batter in the country. First is a Cajun fry. It's spicy. It has a great blend of cornmeal and corn flour, the right texture, the right flavor, and good heat. The other is a beer batter. Wonderful on shrimp, onion rings, mushrooms, and any white fish. Two great products available today. Go out and get them from Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Enjoy them.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
When you shop for health insurance, you'll find Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana everywhere. No matter where you are, you're covered through and through. We got a blue for Louisiana, we got you covered. Lake Charles, North Brown, Changaloo, from Venice to Vidalia, BioWorld too. No matter where you are, you're covered through and through. Every parish, every zip code. We got a blue for you.
And welcome to the Paradise, Louisiana Thanksgiving Week Special Hunting Report. A lot of hunters are going to be out there. A lot of fishermen, too. That Friday after Thanksgiving is a big fishing day, so expect to see some crowds at the boat launches and at the marinas. But there's also going to be a lot of hunters out there, and we've got the whole state is open for the duck season. We got deer season open in just about all areas with some form of weaponry, and we had some really good results. I talked to the guys up at Honey Break. I called Drew Keith from our radio show. I waited till about 8:30 to call him, and I asked him which blind he was hunting. He says, blind? He says, I'm at the lodge. 6:30, they were limited out and in there. Good ducks, mallards, grays, teal. Had an excellent opening weekend up there in Jonesville.
You did that. I talked to Blake Swallow, and then I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to go to Lynn and I are going to go hunt Tuesday evening this week and bring you more from Honey Break. But, you know, you've seen what we did at Pecan Island. You've seen what we did in Port Barre in those areas. So ain't no use of saying any more about them. Them places are hot. But the reports I'm getting right now in Venice, you know, and we're going to hear more about a fishing report. These guys have been killing a few ducks down in Venice. And I didn't be able to go down there. I really want to go do a blast and cast because they tell me you can catch speckled trout in the ditch right now, you know. All the boys I know have been down there, they're catching them early, and they're getting off the water, they're getting back in their rest and getting ready to go duck hunting in the morning. Another one place I was saying, I got a word from Lafitte. Mike Arnone called me and or text me and emailed me and said, Gary, Lafitte is a desert. He said, It's almost like 2009. I just don't know where the ducks were. Guess what? You know, Sunday evening, I got another text from him. He said, don't know what happened. When we went back out Sunday, I probably wouldn't have went. But he did good. They limited out. The teal moved in, and had a 4-man limit of teal. So, and you used to hunt around there. Tell me a little bit more
well,
about
Salvador management, it was one of the premier duck hunting areas in the state of Louisiana. What has happened down there, coastal erosion has taken its toll, but salvinia. There's a lot of that exotic weed that's gotten down there, and it basically covers it up, shades all the sunlight out, kills the submerged aquatic vegetation, and there's no feed for the ducks down there. So that area is really taking it on the chin. The Carnarvon-Delacroix area, which had been so good up to this point, has slowed down a little bit. That's because the teal moved out of there. Most of the bags were being made up of teal. Now they're starting to see more gray ducks and big ducks, but it's slowed off a little bit there. I did get a good report of a lot of gray ducks in the Biloxi Marsh. Los Conchas, which is that area just to the east of Slidell around the Pearl River area, that just opened up, and they were disappointed. Didn't have a lot of birds there. Chef area, the same thing, not a lot of birds there. So again, but you never know. That's exactly what happened to Mike Arnone and Lafitte can happen. You go one day and it's famine. You go the next day and it's feast. Ducks have wings, they fly. They can be there one day and not the next, as long as you have the food that's going to attract and hold them there.
Well, that's the story too, and I want to thank Mike and them and the people that are sending me these reports. David Rapola has been, and he's going to be there all this week, you know, with his wife, his kids, and his buddies. They done hunt 3 days already before you see me right here. They done limit out 3 days on a lot of good duck. Very few teal. I mean, they can do a smorgasbord of duck. They ain't killing a whole lot of mallards, though. That's what's strange. You know, down in Port Barre, when they youth hunt, they were killing mallards. They ain't killing mallard one this past weekend. But Canvasback, if people want to kill Canvasback, they can't kill but 2. Pintail, widgeon, you can name what on Catahoula. Same way down in Hunted Break, they're killing every kind of good duck that you want to kill. You can be selective. You can stay out there and be out early. Another place that was very surprising is my buddy Jody Russo. He's got a camp on Deer Island Barre down in the marsh below Amelia in Morgan City. All of people in his camp, they went out and limited out on mallards. Now, they didn't kill the teal they wanted or whatever, but he caught some French ducks when them greenheads, they were all greenheads that he was killing, you know, can't kill before, but they was telling me he limited out on his mallards and he had a couple other ducks, gray ducks or whatever, to make his limit. So, and then he had Mike LeBlanc and them were fishing their blinds and the other blinds around there. Also, they were limit, just like they showed up on the end of that front. You know, and in fronts, they start passing. Now we got another one coming. Every 4 or 5 days, you're gonna make sure you're in the blind. My brother, down in the Southwest, I had nothing from Gaydon. I take it back. I got Chris called me during the week. I'm telling you his name, Chris Myers. He was down there hunting Gaydon. They had some good days of hunting. They've been waiting on the geese. The geese are starting to move in. They're killing speckled bellies. You know, we got the report last week from Larry Reynolds talking about killing geese, you know, all the way down in the marsh, down in Creole. So, but we've seen a lot of them. I didn't get a report from Mer Rouge. Sorry about it, Kobe. If you seeing this, you better send me some report. I'm about to get back up there. But my brother in Iowa hunting up there, and that's in the Southwest. They had limits Friday. I didn't get any more from them over the weekend. So.
Well, Ryan Lambert's continuing to have good hunts down there in Point Lahash across the Mississippi River from Buras. That's been a hot spot, and a lot of people are going to get out and get some Thanksgiving birds because that is a popular weekend. This weekend coming up to duck hunt. Also, pouldu. You know, that's a tradition for a lot of people. Instead of eating a Thanksgiving turkey, they eat pouldu. And I'm promising Roger Cater, I'm going to get his pouldu for him before the season.
Well, there's Roger Cater everywhere I went. There's pouldu over there and Teal Lake. We've seen a bunch of them. And if you saw on that show in Catahoula, because there's so much grass over there. You know, I'm going to give Larry Reynolds a plug over there in Catahoula. You know, he took some heat.
He did.
Because they were talking about there wasn't a whole lot of teal. He drew it down. All them willow trees, all the stuff that was in there that's going to cause him couldn't do it. He made sure the dozers got in there and it did it. And he had to be a little bit late. They gave up a few days of teal season, and there's still some of them people killed teal and some of them offshoots. But if it wouldn't be for Larry Reynolds, I don't believe them ducks would be in there like it is right now with that water.
Yep.
It's clear. It's clear. You can run it all over, and you got grass and vegetation. You know, some people better think twice and thank Larry Reynolds.
And, you know, getting back to those pull do, if you're one of the people that say, can you eat those things and you don't bother to shoot them, if you enjoy eating duck, shoot some pull do, send me an email, and I'll send you my recipe, and I guarantee you, you'll enjoy them and you'll become a pull do hunter.
Yeah, that's good. Now, what about the deer?
Well, first of all, we got to talk about Jason Archer. Listen to that name, Archer. I don't know if he bow hunts or not, but we do know that he uses a muzzle loader. He's up in Concordia Parish. He went out hunting a couple of weeks ago. He heard there were some hogs. He was actually trying to kill a hog during a primitive weapon season with his black powder gun. And what stepped out but a monster white-tailed deer, 288 pounds. The green score on this deer is 210 on the Boone and Crockett. It's a 16-point with a 23.5-inch spread. Look at the picture of this thing. The bases are 7 inches in circumference, a tremendous deer, and when officially accepted, I think we're going to have a new Louisiana state record whitetail. So congratulations to you, Jason.
You know, you talk about deer. I had a guy come brought me. He said, this was killed behind your house in Greenwood Springs. It was a hog big as this table right here. You know, I asked him to send me that picture for it. I gave him my number. I haven't got it yet, but that is a mew.
Well, that hog hunting trip sure paid off for Jason. A friend of ours, a lady, she got her first deer. Congratulations, right?
Oh,
Tori.
Tori. Oh, in Cabela. See, she's a hunter. I'm telling you what, she is taking in this hunting. I've seen her duck hunt. I've seen her wade in a pond in Port Suffolk to get her first redhead. So she gets after it, and I'm so proud of you, Tori. But look, you know, we get a lot of first deer. You know, my good friend Mike Clark, his wife is definitely a deer slayer. She done killed bobcat, coyotes, and everything this year, and she done killed a third deer right now. She killed an 8-point, and this is Linda Clark, by the way, and she's a tremendous lady hunter.
Well, a lot of places,
huntress, like you call
a
her,
huntress, right? A lot of places the rut is on, and even in places where the rut is not on, we got some good weather that promotes at least deer movement. So this should be a big weekend. Last weekend there were a lot of deer killed. They were on the move. Let's hope this Thanksgiving weekend is going to be the same.
I read Joe's article Sunday, and he was talking about, talking to Dave Moore and all them, looking for them white oaks. Huh? And it said right now with this cold weather, that's one of the best food for building heat in a deer. It seemed like a deer wouldn't, when they run, they wouldn't need to eat.
You can put all that food plot, all that feed, but that natural white oak acorn, a deer will step over all that other stuff to get to
my
it.
sense of heat is out in my trip. I think I'm going to go get me some white oak. I think Joe got them all in his
All
drawer.
right, there's your hunting report. Go get them. Enjoy the Thanksgiving weekend. When we come back, for you fishermen, we got our Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report. Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
When you shop for health insurance, you'll find Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana everywhere. No matter where you are, you're covered through and through. We got a blue for Louisiana, we got you covered. Lake Charles, North Brown, Changaloo, from Venice to Vidalia, BioWorld too. No matter where you are, you're covered through and through. Every parish, every zip code. We got a blue for you.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report for Thanksgiving weekend. And Gary, we showed them some speckled trout fishing, Sycamore Point, also by the Great Wall in Chalmette. We talked about the speckled trout being on in Venice. They're also on in Delacroix, Shell Beach, and Hopedale. So any place, and Lake Pontchartrain. Let me forget that right now, too.
Yeah, what about Golden Meadow back in the...
That's a real popular spot.
Golden Meadow, Leadville. And so everywhere we talk about getting reports, You know, the only thing I want to talk about Dulac and the Lodge and Decade is Elton Rodriguez sending me some pictures. It's what gets me all excited, because you're catching bass and redfish in the same water, and everybody I've talked to is going catching, when they catch their limit of redfish, they're catching anything from 18 to 20 bass. You know, and then that's their limit. And they're catching their limits of bass, and they're big. They're running bigger than normal. They're catching them on spinnerbait and on plastic. So that's the report from there. But besides the Lodge, the spillway right now is still hot. They're fishing in muddy water. I got a email from Pepe Le Pew. He sent me some pictures. He was catching them on pumpkin color plastics. They were fishing the Bayou Growback. Now, there's two Bayou Growbacks, one north of Lake Barrette, but this is the one in the spillway out of Byron's Landing, you know, going back toward Flat Lake and all those canals. I told you last week that the shell cuts are doing catching fish. They were catching them on spinnerbait, but these guys are fishing plastic fish 2 days in a row, limiting out beautiful fish, you know, in the spillway. So, and you don't let that muddy water scare you, but you can find it, especially if it's just a little off color.
Very good. Gary, next week I'm going to be up hunting ducks and pheasant with my buddy Carl By and my dog Gracie up in Kansas. I wonder if I could borrow that shirt. I'd probably be the only one in Kansas with one of those spiffy
You don't need to
shirts
come
you
up,
got.
but you be sure to wear your orange hat. You know, you want
Oh, yeah,
any of
I
those
will
hats,
have
you can get it. By the way, you go to our website and our shopping mall. It's a new pricing list, so keep me out of trouble. Have a nice Christmas, good Christmas gifts on there. And Don, your website, you got some gifts
Yep,
and stuff to buy?
DonTheOutdoorsGuide.com. Check out the deals on the mall. I got those St. Hubert prints, got a special deal for you there. Also, don't forget to send us your pictures and reports, your catches and kills. You get out this big Thanksgiving weekend. I know a lot of you will. Send it to us at Gary at Paradise, Louisiana.
Bring me a pheasant back in there. Well, I tell you, better yet, bring it here when you get back. Come back safe. That's the main thing. I don't know if I can do it without you. You come back here and bring me a pheasant cooked.
All right, you got it. You'll be fine. And we'll see y'all next week right back here on Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana would also like to thank these sponsors.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Farm Bureau Insurance, Louisiana Fish Fry Product, Demco, First South Farm Credit, Area Wholesale Tire Company, for tire programs, for tire dealers.